Guys, did you think that the sedan is dead? No, 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 no. If you ask Cadillac, it's actually really, really hot and increasing in sales. Zach, who is behind the camera, and I are here at the 2023 Detroit Auto Show, and this is the refreshed 2025 Cadillac CT5. Isn't that right, Zach?
That's correct, Andre. That's exactly what we're looking at here. You know, there are fewer players these days in the luxury sedan game, but
Yeah.
Cadillac's insistent, like, this is one of the staples of their brand, and they're insistent that they're going to keep this going and they're going to keep it competitive. So that's why we're here.
Yeah, and they're also proving it with some sales, right? They're showing sales numbers that are growing. People, I know, I mean, SUVs like the Escalade, of course, are here, and SUVs are here to stay, but this sedan still has some popularity. So for this update, they really went after style, right? Outside and inside. And so they created this new front fascia, which I think I really like. What do you think, Zach?
Yeah, I like, so on the previous CT5, this running light in particular, so there were, horizontal headlights here, and then the running light was split into two pieces. So here you have one flowing daytime running light, and then you have stacked projector headlights. So it's a little bit of a cleaner look than the old car.
Yeah.
I say old, outgoing.
Outgoing car, which is currently here still, right? And by the way, they're updating the kind of the base CT5. So the V and the Blackwings are going to be later, right?
Right. So, and actually, while we're on the subject of the Detroit Auto Show, if you happen to be in Detroit, they do still have the CT5-V Blackwing.
Yeah.
But that is the previous, at least by styling standards, model. So that one's to come.
So they refreshed the exterior style. Underneath, the car is mostly the same, right?
Yep.
So the 2-liter gasoline turbocharged engine is there. The 3-liter twin turbo is there, right?
Yep.
The V6. And the power numbers are what? Between,
so if you get the 2-liter turbo, the standard engine, you're looking at 237 horsepower, 258 pound-feet of torque. If you get the 3-liter twin turbo V6, that goes up to 335 horsepower and I believe 405 pound-feet of torque.
Yeah, and also I wanted to show the badging on this car.
Sure.
So if we walk over here really quick, they've done this for several years, right? So they're putting the torque number with Newton meter designation. So basically Newton meters of torque, not pound-feet of foot-pounds.
Yeah, for
so
our,
this is
American sensibilities.
Right. So I was always wondering what the heck is going on here. But now I get it, Zach, because that car right there with 1,000 people over it, that's the new Lyric. And that has 600 Newton meters of torque. And this has 550. So now you can kind of judge electric versus internal combustion, how your power level is different, right?
Right.
Now, we want to show the interior on this car too, right? By the way, this is all-wheel drive as well, so you can get rear-wheel drive or all-wheel drive. Oh, sorry. Can I jump here for a second?
So as far as the interior goes, while Andre's getting in here,
Yeah.
I have a 33-inch diagonal screen. So a single curved unit, much like the Lyric or the Escalade. So we're talking in a similar vein as far as update there. Cadillac also mentions more refined climate controls.
Uh-huh. You can kind of see it here. And they still kept this shifter, right? So
Yeah.
the shifter remains, paddle shifters remain,
Yep.
really comfortable steering wheel. Also Super Cruise. I can see, the steering wheel has the symbol, and there's also the monitor for the driver right there for the driver attention system. So it's a hands-free, but driver still paying attention type of system.
Yep.
I like the screen, dude. I'm glad that they went this way.
And that's the focal point mainly for the interior updates to the CT5. You also have Google built in, so Google Assistant, Play Store is kind of front and center. You have Amazon Alexa, you have Android Auto and Apple CarPlay compatibility, although GM is inevitably phasing that out in favor of their own infotainment system in the next few years, specifically with their EVs. But yeah, there you have it.
I like this. I mean, I like the interior. I want to see if I can fit.
Go for it, dude.
Let me try this. So this is kind of a mid-sized car, right?
Yeah.
I'm almost 6'3". So Zach, what I can tell you is my headroom is limited. So
That's the truth. Even with the scallops kind of headliner.
Yeah. So you know what I want? I want like a CT6. I want a bigger car.
But we can't get one of those anymore, Andre. They discontinued the CT6. You have to get an Escalade or an XT6.
How about Escalade IQ? Can I get that?
You can eventually, but unfortunately that's not here in Detroit.
No. Actually, somebody said that they might bring it still for public days, just not today for us. Let me sit in the front, because I would normally be in the front driver or passenger seat.
That's a little bit better.
Oh, yeah.
So legroom is much improved. You're not
Yes.
crammed right up against the seat, as it were, or the dash in this case, or the glove box.
No, this is...
And then your headroom.
Great.
You're not touching the roof, even though this car does have a sunroof.
Yeah. This is great, dude. So I think driver and passenger here in the front, for me, for kind of a taller dude, I think this is perfect. And really, it fights against the venerable 3 Series, right? The Beamer.
Yeah, BMW 3 Series, Audi. Well, actually, I'm sorry, this is CT5, so we're talking a little bit larger.
So like a 5 Series.
Audi A6, that kind of market. Mercedes-Benz E-Class, which also just got refreshed and updated heavily for 2024. So even though there are relatively fewer players in the market these days, there are still big competitors for Cadillac to go up against, and this is the tool with which they're going to do it.
Yeah, and actually we can show the CT4 since I misspoke, right?
Yeah.
And so the CT4 is still here. This car is a CT4-V shown here. So it's a little bit scotch smaller, right?
Yeah.
Couple of scotches small. Actually, I really like that kind of brown interior on that car rather than a darker interior on this one.
Yeah, and if you want a point of reference for what the kind of infotainment and display gauge cluster setup used to be like, you had your digital cluster and then a separate unit for the infotainment display. So this is what the CT5 also more or less used to have.
Yeah, exactly. And we have I believe, is that a Blackwing over there?
It is. We could go check it out.
Yeah, let's check it out really quick, because of course that's where I'm drawn to, you know, those quad pipes, that big engine.
While we're on the subject and we're moving over there, obviously we don't have to move very far, it's just right there. They did say, Cadillac, that the CT5-V and the Blackwing updates are forthcoming, so that confirms that the Blackwing is sticking around.
Which is great.
It will get an update.
Yeah. Oh, Zach, this car has a manual. Can you believe it?
One of the things enthusiasts absolutely love about the Blackwing. Of course, if you want to check out more on that, we have actually tested the Blackwing. Well, specifically, pro racing driver Paul Gerard tested the Blackwing.
Can I get in? Can I get in? I want to get in.
Dude.
I want to get in. Oh, yes. Zach.
So if you're
Look,
an
3 pedals.
enthusiastic driver and you want a supercharged V8, more to the point,
Yeah.
and a 6-speed manual transmission, there you go.
Oh,
Blackwing's
Zach.
your option.
Zach,
668 horsepower.
I fit beautifully. I'll take this one, okay? I think I'll still take this one.
So just again, as far as update goes and what to expect, you'll get the 33-inch curved screen rather than the separate instrument cluster and infotainment screen.
Yeah.
So rather than having a distinct head unit, it'll all just be one curved screen here.
Yeah.
And then coming back around to the front as a better visual demonstration of what I was talking about with the front fascia, the old outgoing design that's been around since 2019 for the 2020 model year has the horizontal lights and then the daytime running light that's broken up here by the bumper. So the new car does not have that.
Exactly. Well, there you have it, guys. Do we know pricing yet? I don't think they announced
it. We do not have
it.
pricing for the 2025 CT5 yet. That is to come. Relatively speaking,
let's go back to the car.
Back over to that car.
It's popular.
Yeah. We do know it is coming early next year as a 2025 model. Still being built at GM's Lansing Grand River Assembly, so just down the road from here. This is a relatively minor update in the grand scheme of things, so
Yeah.
I wouldn't expect pricing to shift too terribly much from the current CT5. It might go up a little bit. That tends to happen with these refreshes. So we'll have more information on that closer to launch.
I think a lot of positive news here. You know, they're refreshing this car. They're keeping it. They're keeping the Blackwing since they, you know, said it's, you know, it's coming later. So that's great news.
There you go.
And you can go here, alltfl.com, because we've made many videos from Detroit Auto Show for 2023. You could see it in one place. So you can click to trucks, off-roaders, cars, maybe even flying cars. We're going to do
Got a little
flying.
bit of everything.
Yes. So thank you guys. We'll see you next time.
Fan of your show.